thing I wanted to tell you guys about is we tried an experiment with the lightning talks this year. We blind marked them. We've never done blind marking at TNC before, but we wanted to change things up and to see if we could change the profile of our speakers by attempting blind marking. With that process, we changed the makeup from around 90% female representation on stage to around 33% female representation on stage. Now, that's just one data point. It doesn't prove anything. It's just 1 year. We're going to keep on trying it. But if you want to know more about gender equality, please join us to have a discussion at the community booth at lunchtime tomorrow. We'd love lots of people's voices and lots of people participating. The reason I'm bringing that up is that my colleague Sylvia is going to be chairing that session at the Community Hub tomorrow. But today she's going to be talking to us about Sustainable Development Goals on stage. So welcome to the stage, Sylvia.
Hello, everyone. We all know about the Sustainable Development Goals, right? But do we also know that African research and education networks are key contributors to the global development agenda? Imagine a scenario where a student's school experience is significantly impacted by the pandemic restrictions. She doesn't have access to stable internet at home, and she's only able to study at her town's public library where there's EdROM. So she's able to follow her courses there and goes on to study for a career in science. Thanks to her qualification, she secures a job as a researcher in the local lab that is connected to the NREN. And thanks to that reliable connectivity, she is able to access important data and conduct groundbreaking research that improves the population well-being. She is now empowered economically and is an active member of her society. All of this would not have been possible if it wasn't for the local NRENs giving her the possibility of getting connected off campus in the first place, if not the fictional NREN. So in basically a minute, I mentioned 4 different and significant ways that this NREN has contributed to the global goals. But why are we talking about them? Why do they matter? Well, SDGs have become a benchmark to strive towards a better world, to make the world a better place. Therefore, it is essential that NRENs, that every one of us, showcases that our activities as a community are SDG-tailored to persuade policymakers of our value and also to attract funding. Within the Africa Connect 3 project, my colleagues from the UbuntuNet Alliance, WACREN, ASREN, and myself embarked in an initiative to gather concrete evidence of these contributions, and we found hundreds of them. Let me show you some. Reno from Uganda has been making access to the internet more inclusive to all countrywide, thanks to Metro EdROM and EdROM on the go for off-campus Wi-Fi connection. This is SDG 4, quality education. Alongside that connectivity, all NRENs and RENs also regularly provide training and workshops to raise the capacities of their communities, because more training means equipping more people with the right skills so they have better employment opportunities. SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. EcoConnect in Nigeria and WACREN in West and Central Africa have also been conducting ICT workshops and hackathons for female students to bridge the gender digital divide, SDG 5. SDG 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. The global network created between GIANT and the regional partners in the African continent supports the upgrade of the local technological capacities all across the continent. And these maps show just how much the Pan-African network and the international links have grown since the beginning of the Africa Connect project. And then SDG 17, partnerships for the goals. We all know that NRENs and RENs collaborate all the time between each other and also with like-minded partners to joining forces to reach common goals. But for a second now, let's focus on SDG 13, climate action. Climate change is our world's code red warning. We need all NRENs, all RENs, everybody to take a good first step towards tackling the current crisis and to lead by example in it. Across the African continent, NRENs have been paying more and more attention towards their environmental impact. For example, CCK in Tunisia is establishing a data center that is expected to be fully compliant to energy saving standards in the picture. And again, in the Arab world, space technology is thriving and it's helping predict, monitor, and solve big environmental challenges like oil spills in the ocean. So I think we can all agree that NRENs and RENs represent an excellent promise for accomplishing the SDGs, both directly and indirectly, the so-called multiplier effect. So I'm wondering, why are we not talking about this more? SDGs are for all of us, for every NREN, every single one of us in this room right now. So we hope that our mapping exercise inspires other national and regional networks to do the same, to spotlight the impact that you're having in your communities. So now the ball is in your court. What are you going to do? When are you going to make the case for your NREN's contributions to SDGs? Thank you.